And hello, everyone. My name is Peg Jones. This is the Universe Whispers 111, and I am very glad to be here today. Today, I wanted to offer some angel messages and also kind of catch up with what's been going on with me. I wanted to let everyone know that my old domain is back, pegsangelicalwhispers.com, and that will take you to my website and my blog. And it also has my services and and has a little bit about my book. So I wanted to let you know about that. And also, next week I will not be here because I'm going to be on vacation. So I hope to be back the following week. And I know that on the 21st I have a guest in August, and I'm still looking for some more guests too. So if you have an interest in wanting to share your work, share your message, please let me know, and I'll be glad to have you come on the show. I thought today also I would offer some angel readings if people were interested in having an angel reading. I've been doing a face-to-face meditation group at a place in my town, and it's been going pretty well. So that's been fun, and I've been doing a lot more writing too, and I hope to continue that. Sometimes it's really difficult to do it, but I am finding time and making the time today. Today I saw a movie which I thought was really cool. It was Mamma Mia, and it was really good. It's very upbeat for the most part, and it was just fun to see a musical because they seem to be a lost art, and it was just good to see the second part too of the movie. Of course, it was a happy ending, and that's always nice. So I thought I would share the message today on from my book for July 24th, which is today, and maybe talk a little bit about it afterwards. And this is kind of a cool message, I think, because it talks about the chakras um, and the colors meanings according to what I received when I was given this message. So for July 24th, bless all of you who are with us on our journey. We thank you for your support each day. I'm losing my thing here. The word is getting out that we, the angels, exist and are here to help humankind to make the changes necessary for growth and rejuvenation. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Let the joy in your heart help you to grow, for this joy will spill into love for all to see. Do not be afraid to show your light to those whom you meet. Love comes in all different colors. Oh, so it's love. It's not chakras. I haven't read this one in probably over a year. So it's just, it talks about the different chakra colors connected with love, or like the chakras. So love comes in red, which can be a bit boisterous, but I also think it's it's kind of pretty well based, and it's pretty well grounded, you know, especially if you're talking about the root chakra, you know. So it may be loud in that everybody knows, uh, so, or that it's giving you that understanding that it is love. Love comes in orange, which is deep and bright. And I think I would also add, and it can be done in a way that could be very creative. And then love comes in yellow, which is sunny bright, like a sunny day. And love comes in green, which can be a healing love from within. Love comes in blue, telling others about your love for them. Love comes in indigo, seeing the big picture of your love for all people. And I would say, and especially for yourself, love comes in purple, loving all things spiritual and understanding the messages of the universe. What color is your love today? Think about it and journal about it. So, um, uh, yeah, that was pretty cool. And when I wrote it originally, I had it like in the chakra colors, but I didn't have a color, any color in my book, so it wasn't color. Um, so, so this is my 5th year of my book, and I am working on another book, and I am hoping, my aim is for March to have it published. Of course, I've said this for 2 years in a row. Most of it's done, but there's a lot more that I want to get done. So, and that book is basically, it's kind of a companion to the first book. The messages are shorter, and it's messages of healthy living with the angels. But then the other night I thought, and it kind of goes along with my my new group, Journey to the Heart. I was thinking that it could almost be Journey to a Healthy Heart. And so, because it is kind of a journey, kind of the way I have the messages written. So we'll see. And so if there's anyone that would like a reading, I don't know if anyone is even here as yet. I'm having trouble seeing the board. So maybe Sprinkles can tell me if there's anyone here. Um, if they are, they're not typing. Okay, so you're not seeing anyone either. So I don't know. Just wondering kind of how everyone's doing this week too, because we have a lot of strong energies coming in. We have eclipses and we have a moon, and they're all pretty powerful. And then I guess a week later or 2 weeks later, we have the Lion's Gate, and we have another eclipse. So, as I tell people when I speak with them, hold on to your seat because it could get a little crazy. um, and so, um, I'm wondering also how everybody's winter is, or how everyone's um, summer's going. Hoping that everyone is enjoying their summer and um, enjoying the water, the beach, the lake, the ocean, going to the mountains or whatever it is that we do. I know I'm planning to go to the ocean next week, and I'm looking forward to that. Um, so oh, okay, thank you for sharing. I think this is kind of new for people. To have us on here, and I kind of did it at the last minute, which is completely my fault. But um, okay, all right. I'd be glad to do a read for you, Sprinkles, if you want. I have the Ascended Masters cards. That way we can fill in some time.
Okay, I'd love that. Thank you, Peg.
Okay. Okay. All right, so I'm going to have you pick a number 1 to 44.
23.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so this card is from Paravati, who I believe is a Hindi goddess, Paravati, and it's called Positive Change. So, so either things have been a positive change for you, have been making a positive change, or they're about to be a positive change. And I think that you are making positive changes. You're taking back your time a little bit more, and taking time for you and your family, or just for you. And but I feel like there's going to be something else happening too. Maybe in the fall. I'm hearing October, and I don't know what that's all about, but you might know that.
When,
And
in October?
Pardon me?
In October?
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's wearing a lot of red, so I feel it might be maybe something to do with the family on some level. But I don't know. It's funny because, or maybe it has to do with the work that you do too. Maybe there will be a new opportunity, or you'll have better insight. Maybe you'll have more radio hosts come on.
Yes.
If that's what you would like.
Yeah.
Um, and I think that's going to happen. I think people are kind of taking it easy, like during the summer. But yeah, I think there is going to be positive change, and it might be just in your thinking, like more relaxed,
Yeah.
calmer.
Oh, so
Not
I'm
thinking,
not going to be funny anymore?
what?
I'm not going to be funny anymore?
Oh no, you're going to always be funny. No, but you're just going to be calmer, you know. You've been doing this a couple of years now, so it's like, yep, just take things as they come, and um, just see what occurs, And I think people that haven't been around are going to be back, We have seen that, so just I just think positive change. And do you have any questions?
Well, it's like a breeze now because there isn't too much, but I really love to create, and I really like people to get themselves out there, let others get to know them. So,
Yeah.
yes, I'm always working on that end. And I've got a few things out there, so like you said, possibly by October, but
Right.
I don't think it's going to be before that. But I'm feeling, it probably would take to October. So,
Yeah.
yes, thank you. That was very good. Very good.
And maybe you'll have things set for the next year if you want to continue too, and I'll save that for after the show. But but what I like about this, about doing the radio shows is that you can do a variety of things. You can have guests, you can have teachings, you can just kind of share what's going on if you have things coming up, and even kind of talk about the energies that are around, and and just kind of what's happening that way. I feel like there's going to be a lot of changes in our world, like within the next month or so, and they may not be all the best, but they may be in the long run, and so it'll be interesting to see what occurs. But I think between the eclipses and the moons and the Lion's Gate, I think that things are gonna be interesting. Let's put it that way.
Sure.
Yeah, and I've already seen some things that have made me think that too. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. And I read a lot about like how to kind of deal with it, and it's almost like they're suggesting to just kind of, on some level, especially if you're feeling anxious or something, it's just to kind of stay low and just kind of go within, maybe take some time for meditation or reading or going for a walk or something like that, just to kind of keep things on an even keel. But so far this week has been pretty good, well, for the most part.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. How are you dealing with these solar eclipse and everything else that's going on? I think Mars is it Mars going? No, Mercury's going retrograde in the next 2 days. Actually, it should be starting today because it does it a couple of days beforehand when it goes into retrograde. So how have you been feeling? How do you find how people are doing now?
People are okay. I mean, there's a few weird incidences that I've come across, but things have been okay. But I've also just kind of stayed low too. Like going to the movie today. And it was really, I love going to the movies in the afternoon, and it was just very relaxing. And then I had to rush home to be on the show.
Well, don't rush, because I wouldn't want anything to happen to you. But it's okay if we go later than what is scheduled to go.
Yeah.
Because life does happen, and we have to take that into consideration.
Right. But yeah, it's it's been pretty good. It really has. So so that's good. We'll see what happens the next couple of days. But
How come you haven't told people about your introductory songs, your opening song, and what's special about that?
oh, the light language. Yeah, I guess I was going to talk about that today. Thank you for reminding me.
Okay, now quiet.
Okay, so the light language, I feel, is a gift, and it's. I had in the fall. I had listened to a few podcasts from John Burgos and also Lauren Gailey, and they had a few light singers on language and kind of talked about it and stuff. And of course I've heard about it before that from different people, and I always wondered if it was similar to like singing or praying in tongues. And I had been a part of a group many years ago, and then I forgot about it. But when I heard the light language, I really wondered, and I asked a few people, and I really didn't get any answers. And then I had read a few books, and both the light singers had kind of started out that way too. Like it re-emerged after they had been in the groups years before. So so I read their books and I read their stories, and and then I was kind of practicing, off and on, telling no one, because I really didn't think anyone would completely understand. And then one time I was driving and I was singing at the top of my lungs, and then I had like a download, and it was just basically, things are going to change for you. And I'm like, yeah, what's that going to, I had no idea. And so during all that time, and after I was reading these books and getting the information and learning about what it is, it can be language from the angels, it can be language from other universes, other planets, other universes, based like Ceres or Andromeda, Arcturian. And then there's different ways that you can do the light language. You can do it through song. It can be done through writing different symbols, which I have not done at all. And also singing, which I have been doing. And also, it's kind of like sign language. I kind of do that. Like I kind of move my arms and my hands, but I haven't really done a whole lot of that. But it's interesting because you don't understand what it's all about. Really, you might have a vibration. You might have a feeling of what is being said in your subconscious. They are messages, but they're in a different language. And when I was reading the books, they were saying, if it is, it's if it is something that makes you feel good, like you feel your vibration has gone more, has has increased, then that it is true light language. and you may eventually, come to learn about it, and and to understand. Um, and I think at some point I would like to maybe see if I can get some understanding, like find someone that can maybe help you. But I also think it's something that I can intuit too. But the interesting thing about it is I seem to be singing the same thing over and over, in different tones and everything. And they're like, that's okay. You're just starting out. You're just beginning. And so that's kind of what I've been doing. So I've been introducing it into with some readings that I've done for people, and I also do a little bit on my Sunday meditation group, like at the end, and so that's been interesting, and so that's really what has happened. I've talked to someone finally that did do a that does do it and had written a book, and she said that it's definitely light language, so that was good.
Yes.
And
Peg, do you understand what's being said, or are you reading the vibrations that are coming through? Kind of.
it's kind of the vibrations. Sometimes it's like a welcome. I feel like it's a welcoming, or it's a it's all is well, and also healing is done through this, and it does help you at a cellular level, and can make changes in your DNA too. So I want to offer more like private transmissions to people, taped, and so it would be something that you could listen to, and I feel like eventually I may like to share like a little message afterwards,
Yeah.
of what I feel it might be, but it's really up to the person, and so it's been interesting.
It is. It's very interesting. So that's another journey that you're taking now, and of course you want to learn more about it and try to get an understanding of what is. What about where the language, how the language is coming, and what it sounds like? You know what I mean? It sounds very spiritual to me, and I can sense you kind of going with it. Every time I play the song that you just sang, and that was the song on your opening. So that seems very, very interesting and special. Do you think your guides help that come through as well?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely channeling because I'm not planning what I'm saying in any way. It's just coming through automatically. Many people have said, well, I feel that it's a very ancient language, and some people have said it's Hawaiian. Some people have said they felt it was Mayan, and so that's kind of interesting too.
Yes. Yes. So what else do you have going on and coming up with?
Up my sleeve.
Yes.
I'm not really sure. I think I want to have some more guests. I have one guest for August, and I have another possibly for September. And so when she agrees, definitely I will announce who she is. But she is an author, and I've had her on other shows before. So, and she's very interesting too. I'm really looking for guests that want to share different, well, just, share different holistic philosophies, and, different types of healing, holistic, more holistic living. And but I'm also interested in things like astrology and numerology and, different things like that too. But I really feel like it's nice to hear about different types of healing, and, something that you might want to consider, that maybe you hadn't tried before. So, yeah. And I want to get back to my book, uh, and get that pretty much done, hopefully very soon. So, and I'm still doing readings and Akashic records, um, different things like that. So, um, I've been kind of low, kind of hiding a little bit, and I'm ready to get back out and do more things. So, um, I do want to offer classes at some point. I'm just not sure which classes I want to offer. Um, I may offer an angel card class that would be about 3 or 4 months. I mean, 3 or 4 weeks, not months. And just to kind of have like a basic understanding, or even just a review for people that maybe really understand it, but just want, to have a little bit of a refresher. But the ideal for me is to have like at least 6 to 8 people in the class, and so that you can work with each other and, read for each other, and also you would read for your family or friends too. Um, oh yeah, and also I have had a group, actually since February. It was called originally 14 Days to a Happy Heart, and that was because it was in the middle of winter, kind of the doldrums of winter, especially in the eastern part of the U.S. And I think, at least I was feeling like I just was like in my head all the time, and just, worried about this thing and that thing, and crazy things going on, in life, and, in the world and everything. And I just kept on thinking, wow, I really, I really need to really get back a little bit more into my heart, kind of get out of the head, get out of the racing thoughts, the chaos of all that can entail. And so I guess it was around mid-January when I was really thinking about that. And so I thought, well, why not from February 1st to February 14th? Yes, I know it's called life. um, uh, to just have like a support group, like just for like helping each other to kind of get back into that heart space a little bit more. And so, and it was, it was very basic. It was just mainly just, sharing different posts, having to do with being in the heart space rather than being in that crazy space. And, maybe a question or two for people to ask, sending in posts like memes and just different things like that. And like I would have like a different word that had to do with heart. Uh, and so it continued, and then kind of like after the 14th, we got to Valentine's Day, the 14th, and so then what, and things were really kind of slowing down, and I would put things every once in a while, other people would too, but finally in May or even June, I thought, I think we need a new name for the group. So I thought, well, it's just not my group. So how about if we all think of names for the group and then we would vote? And that's exactly what I did. And I, not everyone voted, and that's fine. Those that voted, that was great. And we had quite a few names to choose from too. And we finally decided through our votes, the journey of the heart, or journey to the heart. And so that is what the name of our group is. Right now it's a secret group, so if there are people that are interested, just let me know and we can add you in to the group. I think eventually I'm going to make it just a closed group, but for now it's just kind of a secret group. And I think, I might have a question, I might have articles, about the heart place and the heart space, and maybe share a message or two from my book. And other people also are welcome to share too, with memes or or just comments. Um, I think I'm going to start next week having like a question of the week, where you can post, and having to do with that question.
I
So,
have a question,
yes.
please. How did you get into this to begin with? I mean, everybody knows you, but I don't know if they know how you got started in doing this and writing your book. What brought that on?
Well, let's see. I think in 2004, 2005, I felt I was going to be writing a book, and I had no idea what that was going to be. Um, and I was doing a little bit of writing off and on, but I really wasn't doing a whole lot. And then finally, 2009, I started writing my book. It was my life story. And I had like 3 chapters. Like, I think I started in November 2009, and then up to and then in February or March of 2010, I saw a post or something about a writing contest, and I don't know why. And you didn't have to have the book finished either. I said, I'm gonna enter this book contest. And you had to make like an audio or a video or something, and I had no idea how to do a video because they didn't have the technology that they have now. So I did an audio, and I don't remember what it was all about, but I had also met some people through the group, and I was just beginning to write some messages. Like, I really hadn't done many before, but they asked me to like put a message on their website each week or each day almost for a while. And so I did. And then I thought, well, I'm going to put them on Facebook too. And, it's practice makes perfect with writing messages, because I was always kind of afraid to do that, or just didn't really feel comfortable. And I wasn't using cards at all either. I said, everybody does it with cards. I'm not doing it with cards. So the messages were initially very short. And then, and I was doing it like every day, and I also was keeping a blog of them too. And so, at one point I lost the messages and in a Word document. At one point I had lost the Word document. So I had to go to my blog and put them back in a Word document. And then I had the idea of a journal question. So so I did that, and it just, so that was like for the first 6 months. And then they kind of said, you don't have to do the message every day. You could, do a couple of weeks. So that's kind of how I did it. And so it took me like 2.5 years to finally get all the messages done. Because I
Wow.
was doing a lot of revamping and editing, because I had to like do all the journal exercises from the previous 3 months, and different things like that. So but it was a really good practice, because it was just like almost like a structure for me, to begin my day with sharing a message for the angels. And then when I was doing it less often, like I would have like 2 or 3 messages that I would share, or that I would be channeling, and write those down, and a couple days later do
Awesome
do
book.
one or more. Yeah, so that's basically how that all came about. And I was also I was writing for another E-zine, not Off the Cuff, another one, and actually 1 or 2 others, 3 others. Yeah, I was writing for different things, and 4 others, and and, um, and also my blog. And so yeah, so that's kind of how all that came about. Um, and then Off the Cuff, and
And now it's a light channeling.
yeah, and that, yeah, right.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I don't know what, what's supposed to happen with that, but I know for myself, I sing it when I just feel like I have a need to, I feel like there's a connection with that. And it does keep my vibration up. So, yeah, it's been pretty cool. So, and I also write poems too.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah, I had written one on the 4th of July. Do we have time to read it?
Yeah. Go ahead,
Okay.
go for it. Love it.
Oh, I gotta get my battery. So no one showed up, I take it. Okay, let's see if I can find
Peg, Diane's in the chat on Facebook.
it.
I'd
Oh,
like to have a reading.
would Diane like to have a reading?
She said good morning, and then she said yes.
Good morning. Okay, all right. Okay.
Go for it.
Huh?
Just in time. Go for it.
Yeah, you don't have to listen to my poem.
Oh no, I didn't mean it that way.
I'll get it too. But the card that I have for Diane is Flow of Prosperity with Lakshmi, and she's also a Hindi, I think, goddess too. And I think Diane works with her too, I think. But yeah, she's saying, I know that Diane is working on different things, and I really haven't talked with Diane in a very long time, but I feel like things are going to be easier, that flow of prosperity is going to increase, but also prosperity has a lot of different meanings too. It's kind of all about the different things in our life that we have abundance of, abundance of friends, abundance of gifts, abundance of support in different things for our life. So I feel like she might be a good, I guess, goddess to kind of, maybe speak with. And she says to keep doing what you're doing. And that's really about it. So if you have any questions, you can let me know.
I don't see anything yet.
No? Okay. So I hope that helps. I can't find my poem, so I guess I'm not supposed to read it.
Oh. I wanted to hear it. I really did. Okay.
It's like, what happened to it? I mean, I wrote it, and it's not there. I don't know what happened to it.
Okay.
Well,
tell everybody how they can contact you.
oh yes, if you'd like to contact me, contact me at pegjones3@gmail.com. And on Facebook too. And you can go to my website is pegsangelicalwhispers.com. And I think my phone number is actually there, so if you'd like to call for something, be my guest. Yeah. So I don't know how much longer do we have here.
3 minutes.
Okay. All right. So I hope next week, like I said, I will not be here. I will be here the following weeks after that, and then I have some guests too, if all goes well. Yep. That was a good poem. It was my declaration. But I'll read it next time when I find it. So, but it was, yeah, it was pretty cool. So, wishing everyone a good week, and try to enjoy your summer or your winter, and hang low the next couple of days. Just, if things get crazy, just hang low. That's all I can say. And
you to say.
I know. Well, you can make an effort, right? Maybe. Yeah. Sometimes just being aware that those energies are out there, and it might not be you, it might be others, that are responding in interesting ways. So,
keep your skills up.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to sign off, and wishing everyone a great week.
Okay.
And thank you, Sprinkles, for producing at the last minute.
Anytime, Peg. Anytime you're ready. All right.
NKEB kana I kila uko. Dito